Where do you all stand on the potential resurfacing of the Tassajara Prep charter petition? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, we'll start down here with that.
If it resurfaces, we'll do what we've done the last two times. We'll look at the petition and we'll judge it on its merits. The last two times the Tassajara Prep charter petition has come forward, it has not met the requirements that are stated in the law, and we rejected it, and the county rejected it, and both, one time they pulled it, and the last time they didn't appeal and they let it die. So I don't believe we need a charter school. I think Dublin High School more than serves the needs of our community. We have enough, we have more than enough AP choices. We have tons of academic options for our students. Our students are succeeding. You know, SAT scores up 74 points over last year. API scores continue to rise. Our students get accepted into the best universities in the world. I mean, we get MIT. We had one student who was one of five, I believe there was 500 that got the, one of 50 that got into MIT early. I mean, think about that. And she chose Stanford instead. You know, you look at our students getting accepted into all the UCs, all the Cal States, Penn State. I said that for Deb Boyd. You know, all the good universities. And so our students are learning. Our schools are successful. And so a charter school, in my opinion, really should be there if it serves a need in the community. And right now we don't have it. So that's where I stand.
If you all want to take it, then just pass it.
I'll just make a quick comment. When I first got on the board, was I think when the second proposal came through, and I was pretty open-minded. I actually wasn't very involved the first time it came through, and I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to hear that night. I had read the proposal, and I came to the public hearing and was very open-minded, and it was really clear to me that there was not going to be anything offered in that school that we don't offer at Dublin High School, and we are built to house 2,500 students. And I don't know who was talking about it earlier, but scope of program. So, you know, as we grow, so do our programs, and so does what we offer our students. So unless I see a need for it, there's no reason to support it. It would only be detrimental in some ways to what we're trying to offer to our students.
Should it come back, we will give it a fair and honest evaluation, just like I think we've done before. But this really dovetails into a question that came up a lot 4 years ago, and the question was, should we have a second high school on the other side of town? And when you look at it, and a lot of times people compare us and they say, well, Pleasanton has 2 high schools. Both of Pleasanton's high schools are 2,200 students or more. We've just reached 1,700 students here. And if you were to, let's say, split Dublin High into 2 850 student schools, the kids would suffer. The kids would suffer tremendously because the state pays you by the person. That's what ADA, average daily attendance, means. And yet you pay a teacher, and the state pays you based on the number of students in the class. So if you have 15 students in a class versus 30 students in a class, the state only pays you on the 15. You still have to pay the teacher. You're not paying the teacher half. So it's really important. And so what ends up suffering is you end up suffering in a lot of the extra programs. You're not going to be able, the sports teams aren't going to do, you're not going to have as many students to draw from for sports. The clubs aren't going to do as well. And particularly a lot of the AP and those type of classes will also fall. And maybe particularly some of the foreign languages that aren't quite as well subscribed. And our Mandarin program, those kind of things. So really you have to look about what's in the best interest of the kids. And the reality is you know, no matter how far we drive in this town, it's probably shorter than a lot of our regular commutes. And we do have alternatives with the bus service and that. And so the best, I believe right now, at least from what I've seen, is the best educational experience for our children is provided right here.
This issue really came up before, a long time before I even started my campaign. But if it were to come back, I would have to say no right now. And the main reason is that our high school can't lose any more funding for our students, because it would just hurt the overall majority of our students.